Hello, and thank you for joining Real Rantings podcast with an interview for special Father's Day with Fred McQueen, who is my father-in-law, and he's got an interesting story to tell. If I can adjust the camera. Well, okay.
There we go.
Whatever.
I'll lean over.
All right, so you're 68 years old. Grew up in rural Kentucky. I don't know. Whatever. What has kind of like changed in your life as far as like where you started and like how you got there and that kind of thing?
Well, of course, I'm getting older, like you mentioned. I'm 68, born in 57, but I grew up in the 60s and the 70s. And in the 60s and 70s were real easy times. Definitely not the times that we're living in today.
Definitely more fun, I would
say. More fun maybe, but the technology we did not have, and I think that's probably the big thing. And the family nucleus was there. The family's really important growing up, so that's the big thing that I can see the changes. And of course, there's more folks and more to do, and it's an exciting time too. 2026.
But you was that you saw Kennedy's assassination, right?
I did.
Yeah. That must have been something.
I'm glad you brought that up because I remember, of course, that was in 63 and I was in the first grade in 63. And when that took place, we dismissed school. I walked to school, of course, at the time, and it was tragic, and school was dismissed and we walked home. We knew something terrible had happened.
Yep. But let's say something about Berea College. You went to Berea College, full scholarship because that's what they do.
Right.
You drove a bus.
Of course, Berea College is alive and well. Berea College was founded in 1855. And at the time it was founded, it was one of the first schools to accept blacks, by the way. So has a lot of history. Berea College accepts most of their students, of course, are hand selected if you do apply to Berea. So they still continue to do that. And one of the requirements for Berea College is income. If parents' income is too high, can't get in.
You can't buy your way in.
You can't buy your way in. That's sad. But and they also look for students who are strong academically because they want students. They have a high ratio of students that go to Berea graduate, and they know what they're looking for.
They get back.
Berea is doing, and of course they charge no tuition. They're one of the very few schools in the nation that have a work program. Everyone at Berea works 10 hours a week, which is minimum. And I was fortunate. I think you may know this. I was a tour guide for public relations all 4 years. I gave public tours, started at Boone Tavern, worked 2 hours a week. And
definitely a tour guide right here.
Yeah, tour guide. So that was a good experience. And Berea, and again, Berea has one of the largest endowments in the nation for a college of its size. So that's something to say, too.
Up there with the other ones.
Berea alumni have given back, and that's how that's built up the endowment. Yep. So Berea's a good little school.
So then you graduated. Well, you had your high school sweetheart.
Oh, yes.
And both graduated.
We both graduated from Berea, Miss Peggy, and then we got married a year later in 81. So there you go. And she's also did well at Berea. She was a music major. And her labor assignment was giving piano lessons.
Well, we all need more music in our
there
life.
You go. Yeah, so
definitely.
And she still gives piano lessons, as you know. So she stays busy.
For not what she's worth.
Please?
Under what she's worth.
Oh, yeah. So there you go.
But, so then you came back to Jackson County.
Yep. In 81.
Moved your way up through the school system.
Correct. We had 32 years. Peg and I both had 32 years in the schools. She taught first grade for many years, and then she taught music, her last. And then I taught very few years, became principal, and stayed that for 10 years and went to the central office and did administrative positions. And my last 7 years was the Gear Up coordinator through Berea College, which was a good, fun
Yep.
trip. Did a lot of career ed with the students.
Some free
So
driving
anyway,
around.
and Peg and I both retired in 2012. There you go. Been
Yeah.
14 years.
Yeah. But what would you say is kind of changed as far as like your generation to like this generation? Outside of obviously everything, but
Everything. You know, since I've been related to the schools for so many years, one of the big changes we're seeing is the Chromebooks. That all of your
yeah.
schools, all across, I think, the country, especially in Kentucky, since COVID, kids were issued Chromebooks. They shut schools down for a little. So a lot of the students have all this technology of using the Chromebooks, and now that they have those, they're still continuing to use those in the classroom. So that's a big adjustment.
That was a good deal for Google. That's for sure.
Yeah. So that's a big adjustment for me.
What would you say? Like the Appalachian area has lost since then? I mean, there's like the drug addiction and all that.
One of the things the road system.
The road.
We're going back 30 and 40. Even when I was growing up, we've got all these good road systems going into eastern Kentucky. The Hal Rogers Parkway. When you get into Pikeville,
they're solid.
There's more access now into the rural Appalachians, but then yet again, and then I think there's more job opportunities in Appalachia than there were. As we know, so many of the folks had to go and find the jobs out of Appalachia.
But they're mostly factory jobs because I-75.
Yeah.
So,
and we've got the Toyota plant in Georgetown, so we even have people in this area that drive back and forth.
Driving, 100 plus miles. Yeah.
Yeah, driving an hour and a half drive. Yes.
What is the next generation missing that money can't buy?
The next generation, money can't buy. Well,
I don't think we're missing too much. We don't got no money.
That's a good question. We've talked about family is very important. It seems like families are probably getting smaller than it was in my generation. Yeah. So with smaller families means maybe not the connection but let's hope that they do stay connected even with small families.
Yeah, because you had to have a larger family to just survive, basically. Right.
My mom was from a family of 12 siblings, and my dad had 7 siblings, and their siblings probably had 2 to 3 kids. So I have a lot of first cousins on my mom's side for sure.
Well, but
we're all getting older.
At least you didn't marry one.
There you go.
But I think we'll wrap it up here. I think we got everything good. And
okay, well, I'm glad to be here today, and happy Father's Day to everyone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like, subscribe.
Yep, there we go.
No, I'm not over.
And you've got your information there so folks can get in contact.
Yeah, definitely get in contact, and we can go from there. And
we'll do it again.
He's definitely going to be back.
We'll do it
definitely going to be back.
Okay.
All right, and
see everyone.
Light and love. Light and love.
Very good. Light and love.
Have a good one.